Hey Lash Babes, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to achieve this fuller classic half wet set look. So I already started off by mapping out where I want to do the longest lengths, and that's what those two black dots are on her eyelids. If you don't know how to do this, I highly recommend for you guys to sign up to my Yoyos Plus and take my lash designer course. I show you guys how to map and style each individual client depending on their eye shape and their features. So I'm going to go in and place the Eyepads. With these Eyepads, I'm going to do the sandwich technique. So what I do is I place the iPad underneath the bottom of her lashes, and then with my sensitive tape, I'll go from the top and sandwich the natural lashes, the bottom lashes between the tape and the Eyepads. Since I already had marked where the colored part, where the iris of her eyes ended, this tells me exactly where I was going to be placing the longest lengths. And because I am doing a doll eye, I wanted to make sure that the longest lengths align with the center of her eyes. So again, if this is something you struggle with, you don't know what I'm talking about, I highly recommend for you guys to take my lash designer course, because again, it's going to teach you guys how to style each individual client. So I am doing a doll eye styling, meaning that I'm going to be doing 8, 9, 10, 11 right in the center being the longest lengths, and then I'm going to drop it back down to 10, 9, 8. So it's going to give you that perfect rainbow arch, if you know what I mean. Okay, so now I'm just going in with my flat Ellipse Classic lashes. I love flat Ellipse Classic lashes because one, the bases are flat, so it's going to attach to the natural lash perfectly from the top or the bottom, and it also is split at the tips, so that means that it's going to give it a more of a feathered, textured, softer look compared to like a very blunt regular classic lash. It looks thicker, it looks plasticky, okay? And since I am using a 0.15 classic lash, and it is the flat Ellipse Classic lash, so not only the diameter is a lot lighter, but it's also softer because it is a flat ellipse. So hands down, love using these type of lashes for a classic look. But because I am mixing in 0.07 spikes in between to give it a fuller classic look, it's gonna blend perfectly with the texture of the split tips from the classic lashes. So normally I recommend to work on both eyes at the same time. If that's something you struggle with and prefer to work on one eye at a time, as you can see here, I am working all throughout the eye. So I'm not placing a lash and then going back to the same section and placing another lash. So if you're wondering why you're getting stickies, this is the biggest reason, is because one, you're working in the same eye, and two, you're not giving that extension enough time to dry by the time that you go and try to lash the next lash over. So as you can see, I'm working all around the eye and giving those extensions enough time to dry. But if you feel like that's a big struggle, you're still getting stickies, then work on both eyes, go back and forth, because one, it'll make both eyes look even in fullness. If you wonder why one eye looks way fuller than the other, or you're taking way too long on one eye, and then by the time you go back or start working on the other eye, and you realize you've been working way too long on one eye and now you have to rush this eye, and then when you're done and realize, oh my god, one eye is fuller than the other one and it doesn't look right, then this will definitely help you by working both on both eyes at the same time, going back and forth, because now you're giving attention to both eyes at the same time. But in this video in particular, as you can see, I am just working on one eye and going all around the eye, working in all those sections to make it even all throughout, instead of just working on, say, section 11 and going back to back to back to back, getting stickies, not giving those extensions enough time to dry, and then only making one section fuller than the rest. So I recommend for you guys to at least do that, is work all around the eye and make sure that it looks pretty even all throughout that eye, okay? And as you guys can see, this is as fast as I work. And the reason why I actually decided to lash for you guys like this today is because I wanted to show you guys in real time how fast I isolate and how fast I pick up the lash and dip it in the adhesive and place on the lash. Because a lot of you guys think that you need to finish your sets in 1 hour, that if you're not finishing your sets in an hour, you're bad and you're not a good enough lash artist. But I'm sitting here telling you that one, I'm working at the speed that I normally work in, and two, I'm not rushing it. I'm making sure that when I place that extension, I give it a second or two for it to sit, and I'm adjusting the lash if I need to. Say if it starts tilting to the sides, then I make sure that I place that extension or guide the extension in the direction that I want it to go. So do not rush your sets. That is the whole point of this video, is that I'm here to tell you that I've been in the industry for 6 years. You know, I've been doing classic sets for 6 years. And a lot of people say that you don't get good retention, that doing classic sets gives you like the worst retention. And you know what? I used to be one of those people. I used to hate doing classic lashes because I used to get really, really bad retention. And kind of find out it was just the fact that I sucked. My work was horrible. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and deny it, but I've come to realize that classic sets are my go-tos now. Like, I love when somebody requests classic sets because one, it doesn't take me that long to do classic sets. I can finish them in 2 hours depending on how many lashes my client has. My client here, you can see full lashes, full lash line. They have a ton of lashes, and I'm able to go in there and isolate naturally and without a fuss. And again, these are skills that I've acquired over the years. Again, 6 years is a long time if you think about it. And if you're barely starting off and you're wondering, what am I doing wrong? Like, why am I struggling? Why can't I seem to lash faster? I'm still taking 3 hours to do a full set. That is perfectly fine. You don't need to do your sets in an hour. And if somebody's telling you that you need to do it in an hour, I can guarantee you their work is not full, meaning not lashing 100%, or they are rushing their work and they have a lot of stickies, and I can guarantee you their retention is not that great either. Because a real professional takes their time, they don't rush it, and they don't mind taking 3 to 4 hours to complete a full set, knowing that their client is going to come back with amazing retention, nor are they going to feel any kind of discomfort because they took the time to make sure that they gave them quality work. Okay. So I'm here to tell you guys not to put that kind of pressure on yourself, and that it's okay to take a long time, especially if you're barely starting off. Okay. You don't need to be great from day one. Okay. Learn from your mistakes, take your time, and give yourself grace, because this is part of your growth. This is part of the journey, and it's okay to be bad at the beginning, okay? So if you are somebody that struggles with extensions getting stuck to the iPads, then I recommend for you guys to place tape on her lid and lift it up. So as you guys can see here, I have a piece of tape, and what I do with that piece of tape is I pretty much just lift her lashes off of the iPad. So if you're opening her eyes and if you can see that her eyes are open, then you're going to end up causing discomfort because the fumes of the adhesive are going to go in her eyes and it's going to cause her to water uncontrollably. So I recommend for you guys to make sure that her eyes are still fully shut when you lift them off of the iPads. And this right here is going to help you to make sure that you don't get those lashes, the extension, stuck to the iPads. So as you guys can see, I have no issue with my extensions getting stuck to the iPads. I'm working all around the eye. Everything seems to be working beautifully. And it just helps too that my model here has beautiful lashes that I was able to lash beautifully. And not everyone's going to be like this, and that's perfectly fine. But just know that again, it's part of the journey. You need to learn from your mistakes. I do have an online beginner classic course where I teach you guys step from step, because I know that most of you guys are coming here on YouTube and thinking that you guys can learn everything you need to know about lashing on YouTube. But you know what? I'm gonna sit here and tell you guys that coming from like a professional standpoint, I can see why the industry is so mad about YouTubers and why we get such a bad rep and why they think that we are the reason why the lash industry has gone down. But the reality is that I'm not creating content to take away what it means to take a great training, because at the end of the day you can't learn everything on your own. Because if you think about it, just watching random YouTube videos, it's like putting a giant puzzle together without direction and trying to figure it out, right? Because you're trying to learn all these things and every video is a different topic and it's just one giant mess. Okay, so when you actually take an in-person training or an online course, it guides you in the right direction. They tell you A from Z and what's next and the right process on how to go about becoming a certified lash artist. So take it from me, do the work, take a course, whether it be online or in person, and get certified, because it's going to help you out so much. I can sit here and literally show you guys how to place a lash, but that it doesn't mean anything when you don't know how to properly clean your tools or how to properly place iPads or how much glue you should be grabbing, right? So if those are things that you're really interested, I highly recommend for you guys to sign up to my Yoys Plus Lash membership. I created this membership to help beginner lash artists or any lash artist in their journey to not only save money on supplies, shipping, but also on courses. I understand that this time the economy is not doing so well, and I get it. As a business owner, I understand why, lash companies charge what they charge, but I'm also a lash artist too. I use these products day in, day out, and I understand that it's kind of pointless to be charging so much, because it blows my mind that a lot of these educators and companies are getting away with charging an arm and a leg for what they charge, and then wonder why the industry has gone down, because they don't really care to guide you. They don't really care to help you succeed. And honestly, that is why I decided to create my membership, because I really care about this industry. I really care about you succeeding and helping you grow, not only in your skills but also putting money back in your pocket. And that's what Yoys Plus is. So if you want to get certified, you want to take this and do this correctly, then I highly recommend for you guys to sign up to Yoys Plus, get certified, take the courses, learn everything you need to know from A to Z about lashes, and also get coaching and the mentorship to guide you in the right direction. I'm going to have all the links down below so you guys can learn more. All the products that were used in this video, from my tweezers to the adhesive to the iPad to the tape, primer, sealer, shampoo, everything is linked in the description box below, where it's going to take you to my website so you guys can learn about my products plus my membership, which I highly recommend for you guys to learn more and sign up and get the right guidance. Okay, so as you can see at this point, I'm just going back and forth all throughout the eye. It's pretty self-explanatory. I also recommend for you guys to double check your work. If you have any stickies, any lashes sticking together, make sure to unstick them and pull them apart, because you don't want to leave them like that. It's going to end up causing so much discomfort and your clients are going to feel so uncomfortable, which at the end of the day, it's not good. You don't want to be known as a lash artist that does bad work. Okay, I recommend for you guys to lash 100%. Yes, when it comes to classic lashes, the more you lash, the fuller the lash line is going to look. And I can guarantee you're watching this video because you want to learn how to achieve fuller looking classics, right? So I recommend for you to lash 100%. And I'm also going to show you guys my trick, which I'm going to be using 0.07 spikes. If you don't know how to create spikes, I recommend for you guys to take my online course on my wispy sets, because I teach you guys how to create spikes, which all you're doing is grabbing a few little fibers of volume lashes and mimicking the look of a classic lash. But if you have no idea how to even create a fan, what volume lashes are, or how to create a spike, you're barely learning how to create or even do classic lashes, then this part right here is probably gonna confuse you. So if that's something that you are struggling with, you have no idea, or it's too advanced for you, then just skip it and do 100% classic lashes. But if you are someone that's a little more experienced and you want to create fuller looking sets, then don't be afraid to mix in some spikes to give it a thicker, fuller classic look. So I would call it a hybrid set, a hybrid between a classic and a wet set. And it's technically supposed to be 80 to 90% classics and 10 to 20% spikes or wet set lashes to create a little bit more of a fuller dramatic look. Okay, so I'm gonna add some music here. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy this process because it's pretty self-explanatory at this point. I'm just filling her up and you guys can enjoy. I'll be right back when I'm ready to give you guys some more tips.
Whatever you do, don't forget me, 'cause you never left my mind, not once. Yeah, every touch my heart goes bumping. Baby, I can't get over you, I can't. You make me feel good, gonna make you mine, baby. You are the only one I've ever wanted. 너야만 해, 난 you. 거짓말처럼 나타나줘 내 앞에.
So we are pretty much done lashing her. We lashed 100% and she is super full. We're just going to finish off with Super Bonder. This is just going to help seal those lashes and ensure that she has better retention and she doesn't get any irritation from the fumes. So if you liked today's video, make sure to subscribe and follow me on all social media platforms so you guys can stay up to date with everything that I'm doing. So thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
You